All right, next topic, man. James Worthy, right? We just heard from James Worthy and Robert Ory. But James Worthy was also on, I think, Brian Shaw's podcast, and they was just small talking. And he wanted to ask him, one of the questions that most podcasts ask, they go ask you who your GOAT, who your Mount Rushmore, who your all-time starting five, things of that nature, right? So in this particular clip, you're going to hear James Worthy tell, Shaw who his all-time starting five is. And when I play it for you, you're going to notice there was a certain name that was left out, right? Which is further evidence. I don't think that the greats really respect the body of work or the results of the body of work of LeBron James. They probably respect because, he accomplished it, but how he went about accomplishing it, they probably don't respect, right? So Dr. J, he spoke about LeBron and, in the GOAT debate, and he didn't have him in the top five or nowhere near his Rushmore. And somebody asked him why, and he was like, man, he team hopped too much, man. Like, he just hopped around teams, ring chasing. Like, I don't respect it. Like, these old heads are being honest, but being a part of the NBA fraternity, you don't want to go too hard because these players are still the ones that the NBA are marketing, and we need them to have a good image so they can continue to be marketed. So people, they don't want to go for the kill shot right away, but a lot of vets don't feel the way you think they should feel about LeBron, and every now and then they let it seep out. But let's listen to how James Worthy talked about his all-time starting five.
Of all time.
Magic at 1, MJ at 2, Kareem is my center, and that's a tough decision because there's some badasses out there. Jack and
no doubt. These next two are going to be tough too.
I am going to go with it's between Tim Duncan and Karl Malone. But I'm going to go with Karl Malone at my 4.
Okay.
I left Kobe. It's hard.
Yeah.
And then what's left?
You interchange.
Your small forward.
Yeah, interchange
small
Kobe
forward.
and MJ.
I need me a scorer, man. I got to go with Larry.
Wow.
I got to go with Larry.
I love that though.
I got to go with Larry. And I love Kobe, but MJ, I got to touch MJ a little bit before Kobe. But that would be my 5.
He said he got to go with Larry Bird at small forward. He never even mentioned LeBron's name. Like when he said Magic right off top. It's not even a discussion, right? If it ain't Magic, it's got to be Isaiah. If it ain't Isaiah, it's got to be Oscar. If it's not Oscar, then you can get into the Curry, the Stockton, the J Kidd. You can get into that. But for point guards, Magic, Isaiah, Oscar, I mean, easy. Like when Dr. J gave his, he had Oscar at his point guard, right? As a matter of fact, no, I think he had Magic at this point. He put Oscar at his 2. He left Jordan off. Dr. J did. He left Jordan off. He went with all people from 80s and back. Right? He didn't even go with anybody 90 and above. He went all 80s and back, right? Give his era some love, right? But with Worthy, easy, Magic, no question. Shooting guard, easy, Mike, no question. Then he went to the center, right? And was like, Kareem, easy, right? But even though he said, man, Shaq and Hakeem, Wilt, that's a tough one, but he said Kareem, easy, right? Then it got tough with the forwards. Everyone regards Tim Duncan as the greatest power forward of all time, but when you look at freaking Karl Malone, it's like, hold on now. So he said Tim Duncan, but he mentioned Karl. He at least gave Karl an honorable mention. Then he got the small forward. He was like, I left Kobe off. And some people would say bump it, put Kobe at small forward. I've seen people do that with their starting 5 as well, which I thought Worthy was going to do. But, I mean, he had a lot of battles with Bird, and that was from his era. He got to show respect to Bird as well. So, and a lot of people think when it comes to the small forward position, the greatest small forward ever is Bird. And I flip-flop between LeBron and Bird. Someday it might be LeBron. because I probably just watched him play and seen like, oh man, this dude is amazing, man. Right. So sometimes my number one small forward is LeBron. And then sometimes it's like, man, ain't no way LeBron better than Bird, man. So it's just weird. That's a real tough one, Bird and LeBron. But if I had my choice between Bird, Kobe, and LeBron to finish off my all-time starting five, and I already got Jordan, man, I would love to see what it would be like to have Jordan and Kobe on the wing, though. I would love to see what it'd be like to have Jordan and Kobe on the wing, man. So if I needed the shooting, if I honestly needed the shooting, I mean, I can't pass up having Kobe and Mike on the wing. That's double trouble. So at power forward, I would probably do something different at power forward and maybe put Bird at power forward instead of Duncan. And then I would have to make a decision on what center I want in that offense. And I can see myself with Kareem, Wilt, Shaq, Tim Duncan at center, or Hakeem. I can see myself, and you can't lose with any one of them. If you got Magic handling the ball, I don't even want to score that much. We just go run the fast break, right? You know what I mean? If you need me to go in the post at 6'9", I do it if I get a mouse in the house, you know what I mean? But for the most part, I'm running the offense, and I'm killing you because you either got Jordan or Kobe coming at you. You can't stop neither one of them dudes on the wing, right? You just can't. And then you got daggone Kareem in his prime down there, lob threat. Or you got Hakeem or Wilt or Shaq. If it's Shaq, if it's Shaq, it's crazy. You know, then you got Bird out there, power forward, stepping that thing out to the 3-point line. It's crazy. But anyway, the reason why I think Worthy picked the five that he picked and didn't even give a thought to LeBron is I don't think Worthy and some of the old school players respect how LeBron moves. I don't think they respect how LeBron moves. They don't respect the team hopping. They don't respect the coaches he's had fired. They don't respect the players he's shuffled around. They don't respect the super teams. They don't respect him trying to play into the year 2095 so he can get every record in the book. They don't respect how he manipulate every situation. They don't respect how he disrespect the game. But they just can't come out and be 100% honest about it. But it comes out in microaggressions like this. He didn't even give LeBron a freaking thought. Didn't even give him a thought. And I thought that was noteworthy and worth mentioning. I thought it was interesting, right? And it just goes to show that people got eyes. They see what's going on. They might not be saying it. But I'm telling you, man, these people do not like how he's moving. They don't like that. I mean, it's so much stuff he's done and said that's just a disgrace to the game, man. It's supposed to be a code to this. You don't do no stuff like this with getting your son and making a freaking mockery out of that, man. You don't do no nonsense like that. You don't lead no team and then put together a freaking decision press conference so you can crush the city of Cleveland's heart and tell them you're going to Miami to form a super team, and they finding out on national TV while you at the boys club with a burgundy checkerboard button-up shirt and a big bell pepper nose sitting up there to my, I'm sure I'm taking my talents to South Beach. Big old bell pepper nose. Come on, man. I mean, it's just like just for disrespect. Then you go leave Miami. You go to Miami. You supposedly left Cleveland because they wasn't spending the money in free agency to get you no help. So you go to Miami. Oh, all this stuff they talk about. Oh man, the owner don't want to spend money. The front office ain't competent. I ain't got the coach I want and all this stuff. And then you go to daggone Miami and you got a great coach in Eric Spoelstra. You didn't know he was great until after y'all won. But then he got backup in the front office and another great coach in Pat Riley. So wealth of knowledge there. You can't say the front office was bad. You can't say the coach was bad. And you can't say the supporting cast was bad. You had a super team. You can't say the city was bad. You didn't have to pay taxes. There was nothing that was bad. Why you leave Miami? Like all this trash you talked about Cleveland not helping you. Why leave the situation that was perfect for you? You had everything you needed. And he left for two reasons. One, because he couldn't have the power that he wanted. Once he won his championship in Miami, he felt like that he had power and a voice now. And he started trying to smell his own britches and buck up at Pat Riley. Like, look, man, I got 2 rings. I got some say-so in this. And Pat Riley was trying to show him in different ways, I run this. This is my ship. And he would do small things like, take them cookies off the airplane. It was some cookies that they used to eat on the plane after the games. And LeBron really loved them cookies. Them cookies was his idea. Pat Riley was like, he think he run this. Get them cookies off that freaking plane. They finish the game, get on the plane, ain't no cookies. LeBron like, what are freaking cookies at? Hey man, Pat said don't put them out here. And LeBron's pissed off. Right? Udonis Haslam said, as soon as I seen him do that, I knew that he was leaving in free agency because that was his contract year. He said, I knew I was leaving. And then once again, the way he left Cleveland, didn't tell nobody in Cleveland, was like, look, man, you got to find that on TV. I'm doing a decision. Found out on TV, Dan Gilbert was so mad, said a whole bunch of racist ownership type thing. He trashed for that, but you know how LeBron left, man, I can see how it makes somebody angry. Right? And you think he would learn his lesson, but he left Miami kind of the same way. He didn't do the decision, but he didn't tell Wade nothing, which is rich because I remember when Kyrie requested a trade from Cleveland and he ended up going to Boston, everybody was mad at him because he didn't call LeBron and talk to him about it. And they invited him on First Take, Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith, and was scolding him. Why didn't you tell LeBron? Why didn't you tell LeBron? Why would you leave and not tell LeBron? He could have fixed it. Why you didn't tell LeBron? And Kyrie was trying to tell him in so many words, man, like, look, man, it's more complicated than you think. Because what we found out later is the reason why he left is because LeBron had plans on trading him. He seen his contract was coming up and LeBron was looking like, let's trade him and see what we can get instead of giving him a max contract. And Kyrie found out about it, was like, oh, that's what he doing? And he was like, nah, just send me now. Don't wait to my contract year. Send me now. Right? Which is it, but it was just crazy that they was mad at Kyrie for not calling LeBron. But that's LeBron's MO. He don't tell nobody nothing. Wade said he didn't tell me nothing. He just left. I didn't know he was leaving. And then the crazy thing about it is Wade's contract was up as well, and he was waiting on LeBron to figure out what he was going to do. And then because he was trying to make sure everybody could re-sign, he left money on the table thinking that LeBron was going to stay. When LeBron left, Wade was like, well, shoot, man, I should have just locked myself up for more money than that if I knew you was gone. No communication, just left. Didn't tell him nothing. Only a couple of years later when Kyrie left him high and dry, Wade, I need you, brother. Get Wade over to Cleveland just so he can trade him 40 games later. This dude is a snake, man. Dude is a snake, bro. And y'all be making excuses for him. It don't matter what, like you got, like I just want people that make excuses for LeBron to just take a step back and visualize yourself outside of your body. Be like, all right, man, I'm not going to get emotional about this. I'm just going to think about this objectively. And I want you to ask yourself, I've defended every criticism someone's had about LeBron. So I want you to ask yourself this. if every criticism they have about LeBron I've defended, that means that he's justified in everything that people are criticizing him for, which also makes him a perfect being. If he can do no wrong, like if nothing can stick to him, if he's Teflon Don, every time we critique something that LeBron does, you're going to see a comment like let me just find something that's going. Wade didn't say that. Young Disciple, Wade didn't say that. He went to 8 straight finals and won 4 with 4 final NBA. Like what does that mean? What was the other Young Disciple comment at? He said that's cap. None of that happened. Like we just making stuff up. He told Wade on plane ride from Vegas. Oh, so Wade went on Shannon Sharp show and lied then. Okay, got it. All right, take that up with Wade. He doesn't owe the owner SHIT. Like, look at these comments. That's not what happened. And just go on and on to fulfill what he said. Like everything LeBron gets criticized for, they got an excuse, a perfect excuse for him. That makes him perfect. So everybody's lying about every criticism, and he does nothing wrong. The decision to draft his son without any freaking merit, like he don't deserve that at all. Give him a guaranteed contract. Tell him that he can't travel with the G League team. Call him up from the G League from time to time with games, but no, the players that actually are 1,000 times better than him in the G League can't get called up. Like, you cannot be serious and say that you think that's cool. Like, you can't be the worst player on your G League team. First of all, you're the worst player in the G League almost. You're the worst in the G League, but yet you're the one that keeps getting called up to the big leagues. So not only is everyone on your team better than you, everybody in the G League is better than you, but you keep getting call-ups. Let that sink in. Think about that. And tell me how it will feel for someone. Like, do you know how much hard work it is, what these guys are doing? Imagine outworking Bronny and it doesn't do a damn thing. Imagine being better than Bronny, outworking him at practice, outworking him on days off, outworking him in the games, scoring more than him in the games. You achieve more in college. You played 4 years. Imagine doing all of those things. You've done everything right and better than Bronny. And then I got to sit up here and watch him scrub it up in the G League while I score 30. And then when we get on the road, all right, fellas, I'll see y'all next week when y'all get back. And he goes and start practicing with the big team, the big boys. And y'all defending that. Y'all defending it. Insane. Insane, man. So the players don't respect it. The players don't respect it.